Coming up Juneteenth 2025. We'll be marking the achievement with 4 key community events, including a special symposium, luncheon, and brain trust hosted by me entitled The State of Black Women in Los Angeles. Keep it locked here for details on how to join us for this groundbreaking symposium examining the unique challenges, triumphs, and contributions of Black women in Los Angeles in the areas of education, healthcare, community leadership, cultural and political contributions. This public convocation will provide a critical forum to address the specific social, economic, and political realities facing Black women in LA today. We'll go live with a radio broadcast and YouTube live stream, a public discussion, and a private dialogue with some of LA's most impactful women. It's an affirmation of Black women standing at the intersection of race and gender in times of adversity while demonstrating remarkable resilience and leadership. We will listen and we will speak out and be heard, all in service of finding opportunities and solutions. Please plan to join us in celebrating our 4th anniversary by amplifying the voices of Black women. For more on our symposium and 4 events celebrating 4 years on the air, simply stay tuned or keep an eye on KBLA1580.com and help make this Juneteenth more jubilant with all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
Fresh out of Philly, yeah, I still rep the city. Mirrors on the wall, worth $500 million. Cause I'm an icon, somebody you could base your life on, that you should place your sights on. Shot on Canons and Nikons, turn the cameras and lights on. I've been about the action, master actor, I still rap. Feel like Mike when they turn the mic on. And I got will until the wheels fall off. That's just the will I am, my willpower. Got these cowards saying, goddamn. He just won't quit, won't fold and won't switch. I wrote the code, I'm Mr. Smith. Cause this is the matrix, this is my regular basis. I am ahead of you players, I'm playing my aces. Every card with the faces, I am a king with a queen, reigning supreme. Been through the rain, mud on my feet, tracks in the street. Fame can be steep, mask off, see my face ain't clean. Did my dirt, made it hurt worse. Went to church feeling cursed, worked on myself, Kintsugi first. Couldn't tell, I've been through hell on earth. The truth and it burns, you live and you learn. No, I'm like Confucius, see life is confusing. I hate when I lose it, but I face the music. Go, why did he do it? See, I'm only human.
Welcome in. Happy Friday. Get those vibes high. You were locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. And we are about to get into your entertainment news update. Shout out to Will Smith, man. Based on a true story, dropping today. We're going to get into a little bit. That was Beautiful Scars. But we're going to get into the details of another one of his songs off this album where he discuss the slap. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, amongst other things. I hope you have your libations because it is Friday. Grab a cocktail, some snacks, and are ready to get into these trending topics and headlines. Yeah, set the mood. You know, Andy's always on theme. So we are getting into a lot tonight. First of all, it's Friday, right? So the vibe is vintage Hillman with a TikTok twist, right? So tonight we're talking reboots, receipts, and reality checks. A different world is headed back to class. Netflix is giving this not reboot. It is a spinoff, I guess, a reimagining. I guess we'll call it not a reimagining, but we'll get into the details of that. Bottom line is we could see a new era of a different world coming soon. So we're going to get into the details of that. Then we're going to dig into some data a little bit. There's a study that has come out that says Gen Z does not care about prestige TV anymore. They want personality. They want TikTok. They want YouTube. What does this mean for the future of what we're going to be watching and how life is going to look? We're going to get into a little bit of that. And, Jay-Z continues to win in court against Tony Busby, and he has foot on neck. So we're going to give you some more details about that and some more trending topics. But first, a few headlines that didn't make the title, but they definitely deserve a scroll. So we're going to give you a little bit of that. So a new trailer dropped today features what am I saying? DiCaprio, Tiana Taylor, Regina Hall, and others. We believe the film is called One Battle After Another. We're not sure if that's just a tagline yet because they're being all super mysterious about this. But in it, Leo is playing an ex-activist who's also a father named Bob. Tiana Taylor is his wife in it. They have a daughter. And they are fighting some sort of revolution. Tiana looks bad in the clip. Bad meaning good, not bad meaning bad. They have one scene where she's pregnant, shooting off a machine gun, talking about she feels like Scarface. Looks pretty intense. It's a black comedy. So, Benicio del Toro is also in it, and it's about to cook. It drops in a couple of months, and let's just say Tiana looks like she's poised to take off on another level, and we are here for it. So in music news, A. Marie, who I love, her first album is a classic to me, 2002, That Was Everything, has just dropped a new banger. It's called Mine, and it's produced by Troy Taylor. It's giving vocals, it's giving groan, it's giving add this to your spring boot up playlist immediately. It's A. Marie, so you guys check it out. And when we come forward, more trending topics, more headlines. We're going to get into the different worlds set up and, of course, more things, all the things. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Before the fire, Altadena was a real-life Wakanda. A thriving black oasis just 15 miles from downtown Los Angeles. 80% black residents were homeowners, building intergenerational wealth against the odds. It was a hub of black-owned businesses, churches, and cultural institutions. It stood as a symbol of black resilience and economic independence. Then, in a matter of hours, it was gone. The fire tore through homes, swallowed businesses, and left behind a painful void. But was it just an unstoppable act of nature, or was negligence involved? Did officials ignore early warning signs? Were the response efforts delayed or insufficient? What role, if any, did corporate or government failures play? Survivors are demanding answers. Don't miss our KBLA Talk 1580 Town Hall. The Eden Altadena Fire, 100 days and counting. On Wednesday, April 16th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Robinson Park Recreation Center, 1081 North Fair Oaks in Pasadena. Join Dominic DePrima, Nee Cordelai Corte, James Farr, Tavis Smiley, and a panel of survivors, community leaders, and experts as we commemorate Day 100 since the wildfires flared up. And we discuss where we go from here. It's KBLA's Eden Altadena Fire, 100 days and counting Town Hall. Wednesday, April 16th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Robinson Park Recreation Center in Pasadena. Light refreshments to follow. Admission is free, but sign-up is required at our KBLA1580.com website. This is a community call to action brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and Quinn Emanuel Trial Lawyers. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Charmin Ultra Strong. You can use less, better than the rest. Charmin Ultra Strong. Your booty past the clean test. Salmon weave texture, it's the best. Study up, teach a lesson on fresh. Your booty past the clean test. Yes, sir. Charmin Ultra Strong.
Charmin Ultra Strong with diamond weave texture cleans better than the leading one-ply brand, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You are locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So let's go ahead and get you your front row seat to the culture and get into these headlines and trending topics. So first up, Gayle King. Did you know that She's going to space next month? When I saw this, I'm like, okay, that has to be a joke. Somebody's playing games. But no, Gayle King is going on a space flight next month. And it is with Blue Origin. And this isn't just, a slight little small thing. It is a history making one, right? So this is the first all female flight crew. And it is on Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket. And this is a moment that hasn't happened as far as for Blue Origin since 1963. And so King is going to be joined by Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez, that is Jeff Bezos' fiance. She was once a journalist and now she's a philanthropist heading towards a $500 million wedding. Ex-NASA rocket scientist Aisha Bowie and civil rights leader Amanda Wynn. So this is the 11th human flight, and it will be the first all-woman crew mission since the Soviet cosmonauts took off, and that was, in the 60s. So Gayle talked about it on CBS This Morning yesterday, and she said that she wants people to stop walking up to her and telling her to stop, to not do it, don't do it, and is she crazy? So I don't know if this is going to be one of those type of flights where they just break the atmosphere to be considered space, but they're not going to behold, where it's darkness and stars actually. But we'll have to see. It is happening on April 7th. So really soon, in about a little more than a week and a half. And, we wish Gayle the best of luck. And I'm sure there's going to be some type of video footage, special, something attached to the whole thing. So we will be watching, or somebody will. Good luck to Gayle. Shout out to that. All right. You got Anthony Edwards. He is trying to take care of business off the court as well as on. We told you about one paternity suit that he filed a claim against in Georgia. Well, he's working on another one now. The Timberwolves star confirmed that he fathered a child with Alexandra, a.k.a. Allie D, I think, on Instagram. And he wants the courts to establish paternity in Georgia. Paternity and child support terms. The receipts, he says, say Georgia conception, even though the baby mama lives in New York. And, he has been going through the motions with these various situations because he had several children in rapid succession with several different women, including with his girlfriend, who is the mother of an older child with rapper Chief Keef. Okay, I always say they love a referral. They clearly love a referral. So he's sorting all his business out, though. Can't be mad at that. He is getting in front of it. Maybe a little too late for some, but he is handling it, making sure that the paternity is established in Georgia, which is where he calls his off-season home. And the importance of that are, obviously, it has to do with child support. We've talked about this time and time again. Different states have different laws for child support, and some are more generous to the mothers. So Anthony wants, I'm the father. I'm going to be right here. Now, is he taking the same approach with this child as with the other one and saying that I'm not really interested in being involved in the child's life in that manner, but I will acknowledge that I am the father and I will support in my financial obligations? We don't know. We have to see. From what baby mom number 3 said, he doesn't want to be involved with any of his children except for the one that he has with his current girlfriend. So we'll have to see how that all plays out. If they like it, I love it. Sounds like all the mothers don't like it. I'm sure as he matures, he will figure something out and, work the pieces and be there more closely. Right? As always, if you want to get in on any parts of this conversation, hit us up. 800-920-1580. We're on social media everywhere. KBLA 1580. Of course, I'm at Stiletto Jill. Hit me up. Hit the YouTube chat. It's already out there popping and gunning. There's already a couple of comments in there. Shout out to Morris Phillips. He said Anthony Edwards got game, and he wants to know what my T-shirt says. It is a cross-color shirt. OG. Shout out to cross-color. All right. And Morris Phillips also says, remember Calvin Murphy? Now that boy even gave Nick Cannon a run. Calvin Murphy, I believe, I believe he played in the NBA, and he had like 11 kids, and yeah, with the hairline that kind of reminded you of Eddie Munster, the little Point Widow's Peak situation.
The McDonald's.
You said it looked like the McDonald's arch. That's funny. So, listen, good luck to that, monetizing. I should not say that because I don't know these women, so I do not know that they are monetizing their wounds. That's not fair. Anthony didn't protect himself. They came together in this situation, and the decision wasn't on him. That's life sometimes, but got to think a little bit smarter. All right, next up, we're going to get into this Different World sequel. Well, not sequel, reboot, revision, however you want to turn it. So Netflix is making all of our nostalgic dreams come true, and they have officially greenlit a pilot for A Different World. So we will be back in Hillman College, all of that. The interesting thing that this comes now, we know that talks and conversation about this began last summer. We also saw an interest on TikTok in Hillman University. And what that was a bunch of different people began talking about what they would teach if they went to Hillman University. And it expanded out into a lot of different areas, things that aren't maybe conventionally taught in school. People were talking about screenwriting, music, tech, all different things. It became sort of a phenomenon, or it is a phenomenon on TikTok, and it's kind of an official thing. It's been written up. It was something that took momentum. Also, A Different World recently came to Netflix, and they're showing the old episodes. So I would say that it obviously charted very high in its debut there. The thing that is unusual about the situation, no one has been casted yet. None of the former talent has been attached to it as of yet. I'll give you the premise of the show in a second, but I want to set this up properly. They are going to do a pilot, which is unusual for Netflix. Generally, when they sign deals, they sign it to go straight to series. But with this one, it is said, one, they want to make sure the chemistry, the vibe, the setup is right. They don't want to miss. And I respect that. I'm actually here for that. Don't do this if it's not good, if it's half-baked. You know what I'm saying? That is my opinion. It is beloved. It is classic. It introduced a lot of us to Black college life via Debbie Allen. Shout out to Debbie Allen, the legend, the icon. She is someone who I have always admired. And we wanted to be, together and right. So the story is going to center around the daughter of Whitley and Dwayne Wayne. And Felicia Pride is running the writer's room for the show, and Debbie Allen will be returning to direct the pilot. So we know that she came on in the second season of A Different World and changed up the whole thing. I recently watched some of the old Different World episodes on Netflix, and the first season, though not bad, was a typical sitcom of the 80s kind of college life. It didn't get into things surrounding, Black culture, what happens at an HBCU. It did not feel authentic. It felt standard. There were laughs in there. Obviously, we developed, though that was our initial introduction to the characters. So we, were ready and primed, but it really took off when Debbie took over. You could see the difference in the storylines, even just looking around the set, some of the things, the authenticity with the lines, people being online, the groupings, the conversations, just all of it. We know what A Different World means. I really don't have to go on and on about that. But, they are investing in this project. Netflix is the they that I mean, and making sure the vibe is right. So I am very excited about that. Summer is when production is expected to kick off. And of course, I'll keep you updated as casting news comes in, right? So if you were trying to dress like Freddie, had some Dwayne Wayne glasses you were flipping up or something like that, get ready, It's going to be a good time. Now, the question is, will they be able to honor that legacy, but still make it relevant for this new generation? Because that's who it really has to reach. It can't just be a nostalgic thing for fans of the original series. It has to kind of figure out a way to uniquely tap into both the nostalgia of the original show, but where they want to go with this new one. Especially if Jasmine Guy and Kadeem Hardison are not heavily featured, right? Because let's face it, though I'm sure adults, want to see what goes on in an HBCU now, and we've had shows like Grownish and All American Homecoming that have, and I don't want to forget BET. They were the first. What was their show that they had back in the day that was on a college campus and had? I'm gonna remember the name in a second, but we've seen some HBCU black college life now. We've kind of seen some of the stories and some of the attempts. So I'm not saying we don't need to see it. What I'm saying is, which angle are they taking? Are they talking to this younger generation who would be in college or just out of college? Or are they talking to the Gen Xers who grew up with this show? Andy?
You're not talking about College Hill, are you?
No.
Okay.
The show that I'm talking about, it was on BET. It took place at a fictional college. It was a step thing. Oh my God, BET College scripted show. What was it? We're going live to Google.
This was like in the 90s?
No, this was recently. It was recent.
Not Hits from the Street.
No, this was in the past 10 years. It was a scripted show. It was a scripted show.
Oh, okay.
That took place at a black college. I cannot remember the name.
It must have not been that popping, because if I wasn't familiar with it.
It was, I feel like people liked it for a little bit. It was right. It kind of reminded you what they were trying to give you the vibe of was Stomp the Yard and, something like that. I can't remember the name of it. I'm going to remember it. I'm going to find it.
I was going to say this, too. How do people feel about Bel Air when it dropped on Peacock? Because now it's on the USA Network.
I think the last season that dropped or is upcoming is going to be its final season. Okay. I think people like that. But Bel Air, one, they started in high school. I think they might be going to college this upcoming season. But that takes place at a private school in Bel Air in California, which I think is a different thing. We had never seen on television an all-black college experience in 1987 or 88, whenever the year was, when A Different World dropped. So it was very important. And we know that enrollment rates in HBCUs went up following A Different World, and I'm sure School Days as well, because those were both kind of dropping around the same time, giving us the same vibe and the same introduction. So
I know why there's a level of concern.
Why? Because it's a classic. We love it.
Well, no. DEI.
Oh, you think that's why? I
wouldn't put it past it.
Well, I think possibly that, but also we have to consider where Hollywood is right now when we talk about that. Not just with DEI, but I'm talking about as far as financially speaking. Studios, networks are tightening up their budgets. They are canceling shows. We had 2 strikes back to back, the Writers Guild strike and the Screen Actors Guild strike. And so there has been a shift in the industry because things are changing. Some of the blockbusters aren't blockbustering the way that they envisioned, or it's only these tentpole event things, the rising cost of production on these shows, the salary talents, all of that is a factor when you are putting out content, especially at the level that they do. So it all will, impact it in some ways. The chat is bustling over. Let's get to some of these comments out here. Lucas Frank says, how do you call a man who is dealing with women who are only with him for his money game? That shows how dense some black men have become. He's talking about another comment in the chat where someone said that Anthony Edwards has game. Listen, who says the women are only dealing with him for money? And on the flip side of that, why is he dealing with those women? Clearly, he wasn't looking for love with 3 of them. He wasn't looking for anything long term. So Don't just put that on the women. I am not saying that some may not be without their issues, standards, flaws, paper chasing, but as a man who knows his position, all you had to do, right, was put on a condom. And we wouldn't be having this conversation. Your finances wouldn't be impacted. So you can blame the women, or you can look at yourself and say, how can I be better?
Or pull out.
That doesn't always work, Andy.
You're right.
Who's to say he didn't? Who's to say he wasn't trying to utilize that? You know, we don't know. But it's a lot happening. Yeah, I want him to be a little bit, tighter with this. Also in the chat, the show having a pilot means that there's something in the show that they're worried about. Whether it's some white guy or an Igaboo black male character, there's something off. I don't think it's that. I think it is what I said exactly. I think budgets are tightening up. I think that they want to make sure it's right. You can't say that they're worried about something that there isn't even a cast attached to yet. I think that they just want to make sure. We've seen a lot of reboots come and go. And here's the obvious point about all of this. It's still a Bill Cosby show. Bill Cosby will get paid off of this show. So make of that what you will as well. When we come forward, we're going to get into more trending topics and headlines. You were locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. News, traffic, and sports is up.
Life will work or art. Younger me will blame everybody else like it's they fault. Till you realize you a walking magnet, so you the cause. What's your vibration? How you pour back in yourself? Yeah, what's your libation? Hydration. A lot of advice I'm not taking. Gotta take these with a grain of salt, just like any recipe on how to make it look. Cause Mr. Anderson and Mr. Smith, we decoded the codes. I got tired of being over control. Learning as I go, learning as I grow. I don't gotta do this over and over. Quit asking me dumb, you know what you know. It ain't the end if I don't get the credit. I'm a living legend, I'm a dying legend. I ain't trying to get it, I gotta get it. It's the beautiful scars, yeah. It's the beautiful scars, yeah.
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Esther Dillard with 4 things you should know from BIN News. There are now 400 confirmed measles cases in Texas. The numbers released today by the Texas Department of State Health Services includes a big spike in Lubbock, showing the virus is spreading through an urban setting where 8% of the population is black. A Republican lawmaker is moving to censure Black Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett over comments she made about Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Crockett faced backlash over calling Abbott Governor Hot Wheels at a human rights campaign gala over the weekend. A proposed measure that would ban DEI initiatives at public colleges and universities in Ohio is a signature away from becoming state law. And stocks are getting hammered on Wall Street. There's uncertainty over tariffs, and a hotter than expected inflation reading sparked a sell-off. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Crowding up in Santa Monica, 10 eastbound Centinela across Mid-City to San Pedro Street in downtown Los Angeles. Also, a lot of people heading into Dodger Stadium, and that's why the 2 is slow moving out of Eagle Rock, southbound from the 134 all the way to the 5. 5 southbound out of Burbank, heavy and slow from Olive all the way to Stadium Way. More delays ahead in Boyle Heights and stretches all the way to the 605. And it's tough in Anaheim, 91 eastbound from the 57 freeway all the way to Adams and Riverside.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The UCLA women's basketball team plays Mississippi tonight at 7 in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. Live coverage on ESPN. USC plays Kansas State tomorrow at 5 on ESPN. The University of Colorado has given Deion Sanders a 5-year extension worth $54 million. Deion is now the highest paid football coach in the Big 12 Conference and now is among the top 10 in the country. Deion is having a major impact on the university off the field since his arrival in Boulder in 2023. Home games last season generated a combined $93.9 million for the city of Boulder economy. Admission applications have increased 20% in the past last year. Out-of-state applications have increased 18%. There's been a 50% increase in applications from high school students who identify as Black or African American. Diversity is very much alive and doing quite well at the University of Colorado. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, I'm Dominique DePrima, and it's almost time to celebrate KBLA's 4th anniversary, coming up Juneteenth 2025. We'll be marking the achievement with 4 key community events, including a special symposium, luncheon, and brain trust hosted by me entitled The State of Black Women in Los Angeles. Keep it locked here for details on how to join us for this groundbreaking symposium examining the unique challenges, triumphs, and contributions of Black women in Los Angeles in the areas of education, healthcare, community leadership, cultural and political contributions. This public convocation will provide a critical forum to address the specific social, economic, and political realities facing Black women in LA today. We'll go live with a radio broadcast and YouTube live stream, a public discussion, and a private dialogue with some of LA's most impactful women. It's an affirmation of Black women standing at the intersection of race and gender in times of adversity while demonstrating remarkable resilience and leadership. We will listen and we will speak out and be heard, all in service of finding opportunities and solutions. Please plan to join us in celebrating our 4th anniversary by amplifying the voices of Black women. For more on our symposium and 4 events celebrating 4 years on the air, simply stay tuned or keep an eye on KBLA1580.com and help make this Juneteenth more jubilant with all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
King drinking is very bad. Yo, I got a fake ID though. Yeah. Two-step with me. One, then comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Everybody drunk out on the dance floor. Baby girl ass jiggle like she want more. Like she a groupie and I ain't even no tour. Maybe cause she heard that I rhyme hardcore. Or maybe cause she heard that I buy out the stores. Bottom of the 9th in the city got the score. If not, I gotta move on to the next floor. Here comes the 3 to the 2 to the 1. Homeboy tripping, he don't know I got the gun. When when it come to poppin', we do this
Welcome
for fun.
back in. You are locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Happy birthday, Jaquan. I hope Shabuzi gave you a big check. Tipsy, Shabuzi's song Tipsy is this.
I must have been living under a rock because I don't know nothing about that Shabuzi song. I know the name of the song is Tipsy.
Yeah.
I never really even
That's
listened to
where
that
he
song.
got, yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
Listen to the words.
I'm going to go listen to the Shabuzi song.
Shabuzi got to pay him.
You're damn right.
Very much check. Shout out to the chat always holding me down because they got the name of the BET show. It is The Quad, and it was centered on a black college in Atlanta, and it went on for I think 2 seasons, and then it was canceled a few years back. Anika Noni Rose was on there. You know, we love her. That is obviously Princess Tiana. That's Jukebox from the original Power, and I can't remember who else was in the cast, but yeah, so shout out to that. All right, listen, before we go on to other topics, we have a caller on the line, Eric from Carson. Thanks for calling in on this Friday night, Eric. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Jill?
I'm amazing. What's going on with you today?
I just want to say real quick first that The Quad, I used to watch that show regularly. I was disappointed when they canceled it. But I like to think and reflect, so I wanted to correct something or clean up something I said yesterday about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith.
Okay.
Will Smith was a great rapper in his day back in the 90s, and he had a success with that. And then he became a TV star with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and achieved great status with
Hold
that.
on,
And then
Eric.
he went on even...
Brother Eric. Don't be trying to backtrack
Yes, sir.
now, my brother. Don't be
Wow,
trying to
you heard the
backtrack
heat
now.
that Andy opened
Don't be trying to
with.
do that.
You heard the heat.
I hear you.
You
I
heard
hear-
Will with those bars.
I hear an apology.
You heard he was spitting, and it kind of reframed your position a little bit. I hear it. Come on, let's go. Continue.
Well, he achieved the ultimate success, you know, with the Bad Boy chain, and I think he should focus on that. But I don't like the tone that I had yesterday because I feel like I think that the biggest song that he did to me was with the song Summertime. So
Yeah.
I feel like I think he should just remain. Don't try to. You can't improve upon what you did in the rap game. So nothing that you do now is going to surpass what you have already did. So what I was trying to say is that he deserves his flowers, and I felt like I was kind of like throwing salt yesterday, and I don't like that. So that's why I called back today to fix that.
Okay.
This kind of ties into the discussion with the different world as well, too,
Mhm.
right? It's like the idea of like coming back or reboots and stuff like that. And Will Smith, you know, coming back to the rap game, so to speak, or whatnot.
2005, so 20 years since his last album.
I'm not even gonna count 2005 because I don't even think he really.
He was just doing something.
Yeah, he was doing something. Like for me, I'll go ahead and say 98, 99.
Correct.
You know
That's
I'm
when
saying?
Miami dropped
Big
and
Willie
all of
style
that.
and
Yeah.
all that type of stuff. But you know, I think it's important to ask, like, do we care? Do we feel like he should just stay, you know, where he's, you know, popular?
Why though? Here's the thing, and what I think that people are forgetting, and he even alludes to it on the album, talking about he said in his memoir he wore a mask for years. So he is getting to step out. He feels reinvigorated around music. It's something he hasn't done and felt this way about. As a creative, you might be creative in many different ways. I don't think he's doing this looking to, I'm going to get a diamond from this album.
That's
He'll
real.
take it, right? But it's more about he's 56 years old.
Yeah.
He's putting out music that he wants to hear. And here's the thing. You think there aren't 50-year-olds that want to hear that? Do you think, Eric, let me ask you, what's on your current playlist? Are you listening to Sexy Red? Are you turning up to that?
No.
You got Lil Durk on
No.
your playlist? So I'm saying, what is the problem with that? Assuming, I don't know if you're a Gen Xer. I'm just assuming you are, but that's what I'm saying. So you might like it. It might be a bop or two on it for you, you know, for whatever you like to do. I don't know what gentlemen of a certain age, assuming you are, like to do. I don't know. We know Zoe hits up the cigar bar. There's a lot of that, you know, whatever it is. So, you know, what are you listening to? What is on your playlist currently?
I'm I'm shocked that I like Kendrick Lamar. That song, you know.
Well, here's the
I
thing.
didn't want to like him.
Here's the thing. Kendrick gave Will advice on this album, and why would you not want to like him? Why are you going into it with a negative thought?
Well, I didn't like the music. I didn't think it was relevant to anything that I was interested in, but this song changed my mind about Kendrick Lamar. That, you know, They Not Like Us, that song really did that. So that's why I slept on it, and I said I wanted to call back today because I feel like maybe I need to just wait and see what he puts out, and I'll listen to it. But I wish he would just leave well enough alone. But, you know, what do I know?
Not going to have, well, so here's the thing. We all have options.
Did he say what his playlist was, what he's playing?
No, he hasn't said. He said he listened to Kendrick Lamar. That's all he said.
Eric, what you listen to?
Let's see. I listen to
Don't
KBLA.
try and self-edit. You listen to KBLA. We asked what your music playlist is. And it doesn't matter. I listen to a lot of oldies, but there's some new stuff that I'm going to bounce and rock to. So what is it? We're just trying to get what your vibe is.
I guess, to be honest, I like the 90s. Like, I listen to Drew Hill. I listen to TLC.
So you're an R&B guy. So that's what it is. You're an R. So that's what the thing is right there. You're not interested in Will Smith because you're not looking for hip hop. Go ahead, Andy.
Okay, you're an R&B cat, right?
No, you're right. I didn't realize that, but you're right.
Okay, so who was popping in the 90s? Let's say Jodeci.
Boys
they
to Men,
did come up with a reunion
SWV,
album,
Escape.
but let's say they came back with another album. Would you feel the same way that you feel like towards Will Smith? Like, maybe they should, you know, not come back and do music. They should, you know, continue to do what they're currently doing.
I would rather you use Drew Hill.
Okay, Drew Hill tours right now. They got 5 different members and all of that. Shout out to Drew Hill. Beauty is the last video I ever did in life was a Drew Hill video. So
which one?
You look, don't even look for me in it. You can't see me. I was amongst the people. Like, it's not even a point. It's not even a point. I'm going to tell you that right now. So much so, in fact,
sure?
I'm very positive. Let me tell you why I'm positive. Because in the middle of the video shoot, I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm going home. Because I'm not being seen. And it was an elaborate video shoot. It's for These Are the Times. That's the last video I did. So, somewhere.
So you was dressed up in your Bridgerton.
Yeah, we was on our Bridgerton moment and stuff on set, way out in
watch this video.
Yonder. You can't. I'm telling you.
I'm slowing down the speed.
I'm telling you. I don't think. Anyway, Eric, back to you.
I will.
Would you buy a Drew Hill album? We know they still tour. If Drew Hill said, "I'm dropping next month," come on, they got "Beauty Is Your Name," "In My Bed." Are you here for a 2025 Drew Hill album? There's no yes or no.
I hate those kind of questions, but yes would be the answer.
Okay.
And the baddest group in town, which I just saw a month ago, is New Edition.
Facts. Listen, facts all day. Since 1982, I've been a New Edition fan. So
you got issues with hip hop, Eric?
I don't have issues, but I do have a love for R&B, and you just brought that out tonight. So thank you for making me aware of that. So I think that's what my problem was with Will Smith, is that I'm really not into rap in the first place.
Well, somebody in the chat agrees with. Well, there's a couple of things. There's one person in the chat, Behemoth. She says Eric should stop while he's able to redeem himself. He's surprised to like K-Dot, you know. There's also a couple other messages for you. They say it takes courage to stand corrected, but stop while you're ahead.
Salute to you.
Pretty Brown Mimi, and salute to you. We do appreciate that. We love a follow-up. Pretty Brown Mimi says, I'm glad Eric called back. He obviously reached the chat. It's all love. Will Smith is a Grammy and Academy Award winner. His next album is going to be nice. Show him Gray Shaw. And Morris Phillips agrees with you. He says, Will Smith is too old to make money rapping. Go to the movies, my brother, or maybe even stand-up comedy.
I want to say that. I want to, reply to that. I feel like sometimes as fans, consumers, or whatnot, we shouldn't limit what an artist wants to do.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if they, it's the same thing with Andre 3000. I wasn't a big fan of him doing the whole flute thing, but if this is what he wanted to do to express himself, you know what I'm saying? Because we tend to put each other in boxes a lot of the time. So if this person wants to go ahead and do a flute album, if he wants to go ahead and rap, let him rap. I don't think, like you said, Will Smith is looking to go platinum off of this. I think this is just Let's take it back to the essence. Let's take
let
it
me
back
feel
to
good.
how
Let
it was
me
when I was
go
a
and
kid.
get back in music. Let me tour. Let me do that. Like, let me see what is, when's the last time Will Smith went on tour? It's probably since the 90s.
He could probably make some money too with that too, though.
And so it's fun for him. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to just like you go to your job every day, and if you have been doing the same thing, with variances for 20 years straight, you might want a couple of months to wild out and do something else, right? Maybe.
Well, I think you're right. And can I say one last thing? I think you're right. And can I just go out on top?
Yep.
I think there's one thing that would really make Will feel better.
What's that?
He needs to just go and slap somebody else.
Thank you for calling, Eric. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Friday. We have another caller coming up. We will do that when we come forward. Thanks for locking in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-335-2299. That's 800-335-2299.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Ray Richardson, your sports connection here at KBLA Talk 1580. Join me and my co-host Neil Scarborough every Saturday night at 7 for Out of Bounds, the show that brings some flavor to the world of sports for 60 minutes. We take you beyond the scores and press conferences. We give you our point of view, the way black folks see what's going down. You can join the conversation and give us your analysis at 1-800-920-1580. Out of Bounds every Saturday night at 7 on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
You like your style, though.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You are locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So really quickly, since we're on Will Smith, let me just tell you a little bit of the verse where he addressed the Chris Rock thing. His album has B. Simone and Tiana Taylor on it, and there's a song called International Barbershop, something or other, where there's a lot of banter back and forth where he's kind of roasting himself, having people clown him about entanglements and slaps, and he needs to figure out his situation with his wife. Well, in another song, one of the verses says, you decided to instigate it, and now you got me. I'm motivated. Take a beat. I'm spitting heat. I'm on fire. Incinerate it. I'm way too calculated for me to ever get dominated. If I was you and I saw me, I'd see why you'd be aggravated. Took a lot. I'm back on top. Y'all gonna have to get acclimated. Won't stop my stuff's. He didn't say stuff. Still something. I can't read my writing. The notes. Won't get nominated. Personal life with my wife. Mind your business. It's complicated. All that matters is the fact that I'm still getting compensated. Cash. So, he's telling y'all, mind your business. He and Jada not going any place. They like their situation and they gonna work it out. Stand together. Andy.
I also will say that the man needs to wash his mouth with soap.
Will?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of he has a little bit of potty mouth going on.
Yeah.
He wanted to break free. He was tired of being Mr. Clean. So we have JW on the line from South Central. He wants to get in on this Will Smith topic. How are you this evening, sir?
Oh, I'm doing well. Like your last caller, when he made a comment about how he really wasn't feeling Will Smith other than the record Summertime, I felt the same way in that time period as well. But then I realized how Will Smith had that ability to not be limited, and his talent gave him that versatility to cross over into acting. And I really believe he proves himself in that field. And that's really demonstrated his ability to be real talented, and creative and not limited, as Andy was saying. And my point is, he may have something he might want to offer that's really sincere and genuine because, like the man said, he took his mask off. So, therefore, he's going to be himself. And he's going to be real and genuine. And it might be something positive and constructive that will be quite beneficial because back then he wasn't doing the conventional, gangster rap. He was more like a KRS-One. No, really not. But
No, I wouldn't say he was.
I corrected myself.
Okay.
I said, but really not. But the point is, he wasn't doing gangster rap because that was the popular, fad. And you had KRS-One, you had Public Enemy, and other rappers out there that was doing something contrary to the conventional, what the studios or the people that promoted music industry really, really wanted them and manipulated some of those rappers to do in terms of money and whatever their agenda was. And I won't go into that. But the point is, I think he has a lot of flexibility, and he may have something great to offer us because he has matured, and, he may have something that's really important to say.
Well, thank you for your call. I appreciate it. Listen, we got 2 more stories to get into before we get out of here for the weekend. Really quickly, and this ties into Will Smith, this ties into a different world. 56% of Gen Zers and 43% of millennials say social media content is more relevant than traditional TV and film. So they also say Gen Z spends 50 more minutes per day on platforms like TikTok and YouTube. They spend 43 fewer minutes on TV and traditional media. 52% of Gen Z, 45% of millennials say that they feel personal connections to social media creators more so than actors. And they trust influencers more when it comes to what they buy. So, prestige TV snobbery, gonna have to let go of that. The kids want connection. They don't really care about cinematography, right?
I agree.
But here's the other thing. Streaming services, nearly half of the subscribers say that they're paying too much, and 41% say the content isn't worth it. So the question becomes, how does Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, all of them, keep up with the algorithm? Who seems to know you better than your own family at times. So
I hate the algorithm.
Right. But that's what we're dealing with as far as music and all of these other things. Last thing quickly for the Jay-Z case. He won a battle in court. A Los Angeles judge has reversed his earlier stance and ruled that Jay-Z's extortion case can move forward against Tony Busby. Why? Because of that secret audio. And we know that the recordings were uncovered at Jane Doe's Alabama home, where she allegedly said Busby brought Jay-Z into it without her consent. And that case, in addition to the other one, will move ahead. So we'll have to see what the outcome is for that. You know, that's a lot of things going on, a lot of things happening. And I didn't touch on Stephen A. and LeBron and the cat back and the back and forth, but I will say this. Stephen A., it's probably time to stop. You kind of went a little too far when you started bringing Kobe in it and had your facts wrong and all of that. That's not right. People don't take kindly when you bring up Kobe and affect his name. It felt like you were trying to get a bigger moment. And then to say, there's lots of things I don't say about you, and then proceed to tell us all the things that you don't say about him. Not all. I know that's not all. And I know you were probably trying to, like, let me be benign in what I'm dropping. They might have been veiled threats. LeBron may know the thing. But a thing that was brought up that I thought was interesting by Jemele Hill, LeBron let ESPN and Stephen A. in this situation play him out of position because they have him acting out of character. And no matter what, they benefit. They benefited when he went on Pat McAfee's show. They benefited with Stephen A. and the thing. They benefit because their top talent that they just paid $100 million to managed to affect you. All right, that's how we wrap up Friday. Hillman's back in session. Hollywood scrambling for relevance. And y'all still doubting Will Smith. Big Willie is back. I'm Jill Munroe, your cultural tour guide. And listen, this is Friday night, so I want you to go out and enjoy yourself. Have a good time and, be careful, be safe, and check me out back here Monday, 6 p.m. to get in these trending topics and headlines. Have a good night, y'all.
I mean, Will Smith used to be cool.
He's still the shit. He can fit your whole house in his pool.
I don't know. I mean, he rich, but he ain't rich.
Boy,
I don't even remember the last flick he did.
You don't remember Aladdin? What about Men in Black?
Yeah.
I know your badass squad Bad Boys. I know you remember that.
Plus the soundtrack.
I heard he down bad.
I heard he won the Oscar, but he had to give it back.
And you know they only made him do that because he's black. He don't need it. He the first to win a Grammy for rap. That's a fact.
He put all of Philly on his back.
Bottom line, y'all, Will Smith is whack.
I mean, he rich, funny, and sexy, too. You wish you had a Jada Pinkett next to you.
Him and Jada both crazy, girl. What you talking about? You better keep his wife's name out of your mouth. You talking shit. But if he came right now, you'd be like, come in, Mr. Smith, would you please sit down?
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Esther Dillard with 4 things you should know from BIN News. There are now 400 confirmed measles cases in Texas. The numbers released today by the Texas Department of State Health Services includes a big spike in Lubbock, showing the virus is spreading through an urban setting.